Well, if it ain't my little brood, came to hang out with you a little bit today. Hope everybody's doing all right. Anyway, I thought I'd come in and hang out with you for a minute. What's going on with you, little brood? I know you all miss me, especially you ladies, and this video is for the ladies actually. We're gonna go back into time a little bit, way back into time, since I have so many fans that are from the female persuasion. Need you all to not like me so much today. I'm gonna do a little teaching since Spiritual Light Pat is away about some things that happened way back when, at the beginning of this whole unfortunate little story we got going on here. Thought I'd slip past you a little bit, slide up on you a little bit, and take a break away from the international stuff, just to do a little bit of teaching. Can I? Oh, thank you so much. It's so easy to come and hang out with the Brews, seeing as that we hang out with each other so much. I wanted to come by and talk to the ladies about why your reputation in the world has been so shitty over the eons. That had to do with me, of course. Yours truly, Sammy, and my little priest of Mahan. Yes. You know, I had to mess you up from the beginning and make the biggest scapegoat ever known to man, which was Eve. Honey, just the biggest fall girl that there ever could be. The world has been blaming everything on that young lady for the longest, as if she could stand up to me in the garden. See, unfortunately, when Father had that big fight with me, in heaven, and he kind of rattled my teeth and rearranged them a little bit because I got a little smart at the mouth a little bit regarding his little creation, you. And I said I didn't particularly care for your, little dirt mate people. He got angry and knocked me down to earth. And earth is Eden. So when he put his two little pets, as I want to call you, down here, Adam and Eve, of course I went to go hang out and see how they were as individuals. And I saw Adam and I saw Eve, and sometimes you wonder, why did he pick Eve to mess with first? Oh, because she's the weaker of the two. Absolutely not. Oh no, she wasn't the weaker of the two. She was the key to bringing life onto this plane, you see. And I figured, why not me mess that up? Sow some tares in the garden. Yeah. See, and instead of the seed of Adam flourishing throughout the world, it would be my seed, and I'd become Daddy. See, this is a bigger fight than you all understand, but I'm going to help you understand it a little bit better. See, it wasn't because Eve was the weaker of the two vessels. It was because she was the key. She could bring life here. You can't get into this plane without a woman. So why not mess up the gateway? Or do two things. Mess up the gateway and plant my own seed. You see, she was my first girlfriend and baby mama. I mean, really. Adam and her were down inside of the Garden of Eden for 2 years, and he didn't know what to do what with what. I just helped things along. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I thought that was going to be the thing that kind of did the little couple in. Unfortunately, the Most High looked over it, and I actually helped them along, actually a little bit easier. So many good ideas go down the drain when it comes down to his little creation. But You all blame Eve, especially the Catholic Church. My priest Bahan put the information out there that poor little Eve needed to be watched and taken care of because she sat up there and did a little something something with you know who, yours truly, and then turned around and, you know, introduced that situation to her husband. Now this is a PG program, but according to how Eve must have messed up is, you know, doing the nasty with me. Then if her husband took a bite of that apple, what does that mean? Oh yeah, that's a little bit too deep for some of y'all. Let's moonwalk off that subject, shall we, and keep it PG. You ain't ready for that one. Lots of things got introduced into the world by me, darling. No, I mean, honestly, that was some Chester molester type situation. Eve's mind was literally the mind of a child compared to somebody who's been around, such as myself now. Been around quite some time, don't you think? She was a new being, a new creation. She had no idea what I was about to do to her. So yes, I introduced many unfortunate, deviant behaviors into the world. Messing with innocent children. You understand? Bringing the first murderer into the world. Yeah. First hater. First a lot of things into the world was done by yours truly. But you definitely blame everything on that poor child as if she had all of the intelligence in the world. That was the first blow against the female race that I hit you with. And my priest Mahan definitely ran that one home. And then they emulated my behavior inside their own churches by messing with innocent children too. Bet you didn't make that connection, did you? But anyway, it is my church after all. They are my priest. But moving on to other ways I screwed over the female persuasion. Everything that men did from David, even though all the woman did was take a bath on her. Just took a bath in her apartment. It was David who was over there, you know, looking at a naked woman naked, taking a bath, and wanted to go over there and, you know, do a little something. Had nothing to do with the female persuasion, but my priest of Mahan made it seem as though all downfalls of all great men in the Bible had to do with a woman to make sure you stayed in your place instead of the way your brother had it, which was equal. Because it's true. The Most High does great men and women equally. It's not bigger than the other at all. That was my idea, to make one bigger than the other. You know, that's just my thing. I'm prejudiced like that. I have that prejudice way about me. I can't help it. I do it with races, nations, men, women, whatever. Rich, poor. That's why I take advantage of it. You ever noticed the pattern? Come on now. But anyway, yes, I've made it where women are the fault for everything that goes wrong in this place. And even when your brother was here, I took Peter's perpetual hate for women because he may have had a problem, period. Peter didn't like nobody, but he really didn't like women. In fact, he called Miss Simone, which was Simon's woman, a witch many times. Her and Mary couldn't stand Mary, your brother's girlfriend, your brother's wife, that is. But I had to make it seem as though, you know, she was a hoe. I can't make it seem as though your brother found love on this plane, honey, with somebody. He actually did. Cute little thing. But I couldn't allow that she would be smarter than all the other disciples. You understand? Had to make a little, you know, friction there. It was already friction there. All I did was highlight it even more inside of the church. You know what I'm saying? I made Peter's perpetual hate of women the focal point That was just a flaw in his personality. He actually really wasn't that bad. Him or Paul, for that matter. I mean, Paul ended up with Thecla. Think about it. I literally took up all of Paul's writings and censored them, edited them, and made sure they went right along with the narrative that I was selling in the Catholic Church to keep women in their place. Because you're a key, a very important key to many things. See, women can make nations and important men in their bodies. Women in their greatness can make a king, and in their folly destroy a kingdom. Very important entity you are. So I had to, destroy you. Make you small. I even made your brother's woman a hoe. I mean, she was the smartest of all the disciples. You ever ask yourself why I did that? Because majority of the women would get the teachings, and then they would teach their children, and so on and so on and so on. And then you'd have relationships that worked. So you have to understand something about what I was trying to do back then. Do you understand that materialism is what I was pushing? And that's what you are in right now today. Lovely materialism. Your churches push it. Everybody pushes it. Pray to God and you get a new car. Pray to God and you get a new little house. But if you got spiritualism, which was left here by your brother and all of his disciples to be able to push throughout the world, spiritualism cancels out materialism just like that. It is a perpetual threat to my entire program. So I couldn't allow that to happen. So that's the reason why I created the Priest of Mahan and made sure they literally sowed division between man and woman so that so-called spiritualism would never see the light of day with me and my boys at the helm. Sorry. But woman played a huge part in that. Anywho, I just want to tell you a little bit about how my part in the beginning played a part. It's the reason why right now, even in the world, that way that everybody gravitated to of Peter's unfortunate negative part of his personality has rippled all the way through society, as women being down at the ground and men being up high. And it has caused your society not to be as great as it could be. Caused women not to be able to bring forth the greatness that's inside of them as well. It's kept it really mute. Too much male energy, Ah, yes. I've sold many tares in this world, and I have blamed it all on the female persuasion, unfortunately. And the church has played a huge part in pushing that. And it still plays a part in it today. I mean, some of you men still feel a certain type of way about women because it's what the church people told you where a woman's place was, just to have babies and tend to your sexual needs. Oh, but women are much more important than you think. Oh, in the near future, you'll find out just how important they are. And the reason why I had to put them at the bottom. And with the help of your men, I mean, really, look at society now. It is the rise of the thought. I mean, look at your Collie Bees and your Megan Thee Stallions. Look what's praised. The activity of a common whore. That's all me. Put the blame where it belongs. Not on Polar Eve, but on me. Like I said, she was out of league, and so was Adam for that matter. And my Priest of Mahan only reinforced everything I needed to be able to make sure that imbalance stayed the way it needed to stay all this time, kids. Hope you liked the lesson. I'll see you a little later, little bruise.